Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Market Insights for September 2025. Let's get started with some headlines. Across the metro, several key things are happening. Nationally, the White House canceled a big R&D grant that did have an impact on ASU. That grant was north of $7 billion. It did impact ASU. There was a little bit of a land swap for Honor Health and Armcor. And Armcor is going to end up moving into 2 million square feet. And the space that they originally had selected is going to become an Honor Healthcare campus. Previous Senator Sinema bought a house in Cave Creek. Builders, their margins are under pressure. We're seeing that. Chris McKay, got another slide about her, is now the CEO of GPAC. Intel laid off some additional workers in Arizona. We're going to look at that metro and see that impact. Vestar does a lot of outdoor strip malls and things of that nature, is going to do a project in Mesa. And the Governor Hobbs signed off on a $500 million update to the Diamondback Chase Field, and that's been approved. So that's going to be happening. Looks like the Diamondbacks are going to be staying. Good news. Christine McKay, wow, have a great deal of respect for this lady. She is stepping into the CEO role of the Greater Phoenix Economic Council. She is so personable. She is so well traveled. She just knows our metro and our national stage and is a great ambassador. Congratulations to Miss McKay. This is the example of Encore to relocate to this project in Peoria. Big news there. Scottsdale, little side note, is going to spend, the city of Scottsdale is going to spend $40 million revitalizing Old Town Scottsdale. I believe that's part of the Blue Zone effort that they're seeking to accomplish in the next 3.5 years. Nationally, this is a quick slide from Lawrence Yun, from the chief economist of NAR, and the bold headlines there. Buyers still remain hesitant. A lot to do with fear and uncertainty in the marketplace and interest rates. Now, there was a recent announcement that the Fed will lower rates, looks like sometime in September, and the market's already responded. And what I want to point out is all these companies that work in the real estate space, all of their stocks went up as a result of that announcement just last week. Again, simple math. Right now, we had about 17,000 active listings in our 153 zip codes of Maricopa County. Works out to about 111 doors per zip code. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what we're seeing in our buyers is this, that they want the house as close to move-in ready as possible. That they don't want to come in and do a roof and an air conditioner given a choice. They'd like to come in, negotiate on the home, and have it be just shy of turnkey or as close to turnkey as possible. For those sellers who have priced their home at market, who have as close to turnkey as possible, they're quote unquote in the market. For those that have some more work to be done to update and or just a small percent, 1 to 3, 1 to 4% above market price, they're in what we call no man's land. And those that are above that price point, they're not even in the market. They're out of the market. This simple graph, what we try to create here is the consumer, the buyers that are out there given a choice, the ones that are ready to perform, would like to see the home as close to turnkey as possible. Now, on this graph here, we're looking at a lot of different things, but I really want you to focus on the bottom right, price per square foot in the last 24 months, so much so that I blew it up and added it here. If you look just at the red line as you sweep across the page, for the last 5, 6 months, 7 months, we have been trending down. The market has been softening for the last 6 months, give or take. And the red line is illustrating that. Now, we're only a couple days into the month of September, but I want you to, one, notice that there was a spike in price. Now, that is a couple different things, and that may smooth out between now and the end of the month, but we're coming back into our higher season. Summer is over, summer trips are done, vacations done, kids are back in school. So we're not surprised to see an increase there. What we're also seeing is the sellers are spending more time, what we just talked about, preparing the home for sale, and preparing things in terms of air conditioning, paint, flooring, whatever, so that it's move-in ready. And that is going to have an impact on pricing. That is a conditioning for both the buyer and the seller. Here we go, just almost a balanced market, 3.8 months of supply, and absorption rate is just under 30% at 26.4. Point out here is that our new active listings, top left-hand side, one of the few green arrows, new listings are up, and that's reflective of our season. And I also want to point out that the new builds and the fix and flip make up about 20% of our market, and new builds are running about 17%. What I'd like to point out with this next set of slides, ladies and gentlemen, are these linear graphs. And I'd like you to just stay focused on the far right-hand side. I'm going to navigate them pretty quick. New listings, the hook, the trend is up starting in the August. We'll see that increase in September and October. Chances are November, December, it'll trend back down. But new listings are starting to come up in our current market. Also, under contract is up for the month of August. That'll show up in closed transactions for September. This is currently our August closed transactions. The slide trending down. That's seasonality, and that's not unreasonable. What is also good to witness is our cancel listings, that hook down. Cancel listings are down. Expired listings are down. Temporary off market are down, meaning more people are going to be back in the market. They're adjusted to the fit finish is needed to be ready to sell a home, and the expectation of the buyer that it's move-in ready. Now, as we move into the close, we're looking to look at some big trends and some local communities. So when we look at Maricopa and Pinal County combined, we're down about 2.6% from where we were this time a year ago. But separately, Maricopa County is down 2.1 and Pinal County is only down 0.1%. That lower priced home, there's a lot of new jobs and industry coming into the Casa Grande market. It's more affordable and it's in growth mode, and it's not bearing down on the 2.5% downturn that we have in Maricopa County. So some highlights of 4 or 5 quick cities. Cave Creek, Arizona is bucking the trend. It is up 4% from where it was a year ago. Chandler, Arizona, again, Intel has had some layoffs there. It is down the most of any major city. It's down 7.3% from where it was this time a year ago. Could be from the job loss. Litchfield Park, luxury on the west side, very nicely, up 6.1%. Paradise Valley, still going strong at 11.2% increase from where it was this time a year ago. Average new list price in PV is $5.1 million. That's a good number. When we get to Rio Verde as a percent, it is up the most at 16% from where it was this time a year ago. They figured out the water, and Rio Verde is becoming a very nice alternative to Scottsdale in terms of housing. And in the far reaches and some remote areas of Rio Verde, there's these oasis of subdivisions that are being built. They're in the middle of nowhere, and they're beautiful and well designed. And finally, Tonopah on the far west side, it's up 7% from where it was a year ago. Affordable, growth is coming, jobs are coming, etc. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our update for September 2025. Have a purposeful impact out in the market. Please know if Eliza and I can ever be of service, be our pleasure. Have a good day.